peeps, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another very sticky day. It was a horrible night. It's very sticky today, so anyway, less of the stickiness and the weather. We're going to do a marathon day, and we've got here today a Swedish progressive metal band from Stockholm called Opeth. They were formed in 1989 and they incorporate folk, blues, classical and jazz elements into their music. Songs include acoustic guitars, mellotrons, death growls and strong dynamic shifts. They're led by Mikael Alkefelt. They've had other people in the band as well, and they've had 13 studio albums, so we're going to have a look at those today. Okay then, coming in at number 13 we have their debut album from 1995 called Orchid. On here we've got Mikael Alderfelt on lead vocals and guitars, Peter Lindgren on guitars, Anders Nordlin on drums, Johan de Farfalla on bass, with additional personnel of Stefan Guteklint on bass guitar. I'll do some extra stuff. So the first track on here is called In the Mist, She Was Standing. Now this is a 14-minute epic. Some good guitar work on here, a lot of growl on this one. I'm not a great fan of growl, but it's sort of okay on this. The guitar work on this is fantastic. Under the Weeping Moon, brilliant. Again, the growl, and lots of growling on here, but you do actually understand what they are saying. Then we have this thing called Silhouette. It's a nice, just a very short little piano piece. The Forest of October, again another lengthy piece, 17, some nice guitar work on this. The drumming on this is fantastic. Then we have The Twilight Is My Robe. Nice acoustic guitars on here. Mikael Alderfelt's singing on this is pretty good. It's an exceptional track. And then we have Requiem, which is another short instrumental of acoustic guitar. The Apostle in Triumph. The guitar work is fantastic. It's just a solid song. Into the Frost of Winter. It's okay, this one. Even the growling is a little bit too much for me on that one. Yeah, this is a strong debut album, but they weren't the finished article. Some of the growling is too growly, if we can put it. Yeah, it's just a little too growly for me. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 5 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 12, we have the fourth album from 1999, and it is called Still Life. You got Mikael Peter Lindgren, Martin Menendez on bass, and Martin Lopez on drums. Again, it opens up with this epic 11-minute track called The More. Some intricate guitar work on here. The drumming for Martin Lopez is pretty cool, and the growling, it's a different sort of growl. It's not as harsh as on the debut album. Then we got Godhead's Lament. Some incredible drumming here from Martin Lopez. The guitar licks and Mikael are brilliant as well. I do like that track. Benighted, this is a great song. This has got more of a singing than a growl. It's excellent. Moonlight's Vertigo. This is a mixture of grunting and singing. It's not too bad. I do like that track. Face of Melinda. Excellent track. Solid. Serenity Painted Death, very good. Then we got White Cluster, my favourite track on here. It's a good vocal, it's a proper singing vocal, and it really works. Pretty good album. The grunting is getting a little bit more. It's not as deep. It's more melodical. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 5.5. Okay, coming in at number 11, we have the 6th album from 2002, and it's called Deliverance. It's Mikael, Peter, and the two Martins, with additional personnel, Steve Wilson on backing vocals and additional guitars and mellotron. Once again, we open up with an 11-minute epic called Wreath. Brilliant track. Love this. It's got intricate guitars, a little bit of growly voice. It's just a pretty solid track. Then my favourite track on here is the title track, Deliverance. The vocal delivery from Mikael is top draw. Good, solid track. A fair judgment. It's got some nice singing on this one. It's more of a melodical thing. There's some really intricate guitar work. The bass line from Martin Mendez is pretty cool as well. Then we have this for Absent Friends. It's an instrumental, nice acoustic guitars on that. Excellent little track. Masters Apprentices. Once again, good all-round vocals on this. The guitar sounds great on this. It's just another really solid track. And the last one on this one, By the Pain I See Others. Martin Lopez's drumming on this is excellent. Really good. One of my favourite tracks on the album. A lot of songs on here of over 10 minutes. Sometimes they get lost, but on the whole they are pretty solid. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay then, coming in at number 10, we've got the second album released in 1996, and it's called Morningrise. Mikael, Peter Lindgren, Johan de Farfalla, Anders Nordin, with Stefan Gudking on bass guitar. Excuse me. First track on here is called Advent. Not a bad track. The vocals are really growly but clear. Pretty good track. The Night and the Silent Water comes next. Really heavy this is. Proper prog metal as well. Then halfway through you get this lovely little acoustic track as well. Then he goes back into the heavy stuff. Pretty solid track. Up next is Nectar. I love the drumming on this from Anders. Excellent. It's got a lovely sort of double bass sound. But my favourite track on here is the 20-minute epic, Black Rose Immortal. Goes through different moves, hard, great guitar solos, gentleness, a mixture of growling and singing. It's just an absolute belter of a song. To Bid You Farewell, another good track. It's got some nice guitar pieces from Mikael. Bass line's pretty good on this. I think this is a pretty solid album all the way through. Not really a bad track on this one, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay then, coming in at number 9, we've got a third album from 1988. It's called My Arms, Your Hearse. And it's the first Opeth album with new drummer Martin Lopez. So it's Mikael, Peter and Martin. Just Mikael plays guitars and bass on this. Prologue. It's a nice little instrumental with some nice acoustic guitar, which goes quite nicely into April Ethereal. Love this. Real good drumming from Martin. First drumming, excellent. The growl is very strong and you can understand what he's saying. Then we have my favourite track on here, it's called When. Some singing on this, proper singing from Mikael. It's a wonderful vocal from him, very strong track. Matt Grill is a little instrumental piece, pretty good. It's very short, 1 minute 26 seconds. Then we get the Amen Corner. It's got probably the best guitar solo on this album, pretty damn good. Demon of the Fool, another brilliant track. The interplay of the drums and the guitars on this are pretty good. You've got both the guitar work of Mikael and Peter driving the song along. It's pretty excellent. Credence, I love this. I love the singing on this. It's another great vocal from Mikael. Then we have Karma. I love the grunt on this, absolutely brilliant. The music's brilliant, it's gone. And then we have Epilogue. It's got a great guitar solo on it. Once again, a very solid album. He's got the growlings become more mature. And I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 6.6. Time for a drink. Okay then, coming in at number 8, we have the 9th album from 2008, and it's called Watershed. It's the first album out by Opeth to feature guitarist Fredrik Eppelson and drummer Martin Axelrod, who plays Peter and Martin Lopez. So it's Mikael Fredrik Elson on keyboards, Per Wilberg, Martin Menendez on bass, and Martin Axelrod on drums. First track on here is called Coil. I love this track. It's doing a little duo with a lady called Natalie Lorix. They really play off each other. It's really good. Hair Apparent, my favourite track on here. I just love the different sounds of the guitars. There's got acoustic guitar on and some flutes. It really is good. Do like that track. Then we have the Lotus Eater, fast and furious metal, with an excellent vocal, and then you get a little bit of the growl on there as well. It's pretty good. Burden, another song with some, the lyrics are great on it, and the guitar work is superb. Porcelain Heart belongs to all the guitar work on this. It's really intricate. Hessian Peel, and fantastic vocal from Mikael. Really good guitar work from Fredrik and Mikael together. Really good sound on that one. And then the last track is called Hex Omega. Very eerie. The bass line is terrific. But I like it. This is quite a heavy album. The growling is really rich on this. What I do like about it, though, you can hear what the growls are. And I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay then, coming in at number 7, we've got the 8th album from 2005, and it is called Ghost Reveries. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's Mikael Aldefelt on guitars and mellotrons, Peter Lindengren on lead guitar, Martin Menendez on bass, Per Wilberg on the habanero, mellotron and grand piano, Martin Lopez on drums. So the first track, Ghost of Perdition. I like how this has got the mixture of the singing and growling. It's like a response that Mikael's doing. He's doing it, it's just him, but it's like a response. Really good how they do that. The baying of the hounds. It's got some excellent guitar work on here from Peter. Does all the lead solos on that, absolutely brilliant. Beneath the Mire. This is another of those proper singing songs. It's a wonderful vocal from Mikael. Do like that track. Atonement, interesting arrangement. It's very mystique and Eastern. Reveries, Harlequin Forest. My favourite track on here. It's a proper vocal from Mikael. He's got such a great voice. I mean, he's very, one minute he's growling, but when he does sing, he sings so well. It's an excellent track. Then we have Hours of Wealth. This is what I'd say, it's got some lovely guitar. It's a very gentle thing, which is nothing you don't associate with this band. It's pretty good. Then we have The Grand Conjuration. It's an epic, you've got a mixture of the vocals and grunting, some solid guitar, some nice drumming on this super little track. Isolation Years, stunning vocals. Great playing all round on that one. Really strong album, quality tracks on this one. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.2. Okay, then coming in at number 6, the fifth album from 2001, Blackwater Park. This is Mikael, Peter, Martin Menendez and Martin Lopez, with Steve Wilson doing some backing vocals on this as well. And Marcus Lindberg plays the Egg Shakers. The Leper Infinity, my favourite track on here. It starts off with some wonderful piano work, and then you get this real great guitar work from Peter and Mikael, and it's a fine vocal from Mikael. Bleak comes next. This has got a great bass line from Martin Menendez. Real drive the song along. I'll do like that. Harvest, one of my favourite songs on here. It's just probably my second favourite on here. I just love the guitar work on this. The Drapery Falls, nice vocal arrangement on here. The growling's good, and it's got some nice little bits of guitars. Dirge for November, great tracks. I love the guitar work on this. Even a little bit of growling is pretty good. The Funeral Portrait. The highlight of this is we've got some drumming on here. The guitars are brilliant. I like the sort of melodic sound you get on this track. Patterns in the Ivy is an instrumental. It's only a short piece. It's got a little bit of piano in there, except excellent. Then we have the title track, Blackwater Park. This is what the growling on this is excellent. You can hear what's being said. It's rich and it really gives the atmosphere. Very solid album from a very consistent band. This is their best album of the real heavy stuff that they did before they did change their music a little bit. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.4. Okay, coming in at number 5, we have the 7th album from 2003, Damnation. And playing on here, we have Mikael, Peter, and the two Martins. First track on here is called Window Pane. This has got the best guitar solo on the album. Real daunting. I think the lead guitars on this is by Mikael. It's a really good track. In My Time of Need. I like the strings on this. There's strings on this. A swirl of strings. Absolutely wonderful. Death Whispered a Lullaby. It's actually written by Steve Wilson. Great song. Love the lyrics from Steve. Very strong song. Closure. Another fabulous guitar solo. I just love the melodicness of that one. Hope Leaves. It's just the guitar work, it's just no effects, just plug it in and go. It's got some wonderful tones on it. Up next is To Ride the Disease. Strings, great guitar solo, bit of piano, wonderful. Ending credits, very melodic. So got an amazing guitar solo on that one. Weakness, very proggy. I do like it. I love the mellotron sound on it as well. This is the first album with that sort of mellower where they changed it. I love this album. And I'm going to give it an RTA ranking of 7.6. Okay then, coming in at number 4, we have the 11th album from 2014, and it's called Pale Communion. We've got Mikkel on here, the first album with keyboard Joachim Selfberg, and the first track on here is called Eternal Rains Will Come. Proper proggy sound. Love the mixture of the keyboards on this. Great track. The Cusp of Eternity. As the band's changed completely direction, they've gone more sort of proggy, but there's got a lot of melodical metal in this one. It's an absolutely brilliant track. Moon Above, Sun Below. This is one of them tracks that starts very gentle and builds up. It's got some wonderful tones on here. Elysian Woes, a lovely track. Great guitars and some flute as well. Wonderful track. Then we have this little instrumental called Goblin. The drums are good on this. Lots of little half beats on the drumming. Excellent. River. The Hammond organ is so rich on this. Just love this. Voice of Treason, my favourite track on the album. This is so 70s prog. It's just and it's so technical as well. Absolutely wonderful track. Faith in Others, second favourite track on here. It's just delicate guitars, beautiful strings, just a wonderful, wonderful track. I would say this is one of the most gentle and melodic albums from Opeth. I really enjoyed this one, so I'm going to give it a RTO ranking of 7.7. Okay then, coming in at number 3, we have the 13th album from 2019. It's called In Cauda Venenum, or Latin for Poison in the Tail. It was the last drum album to feature Martin Anorak Sot before his departure. So it's Mikkel, Frederick Akesson on guitars, Martin Axelrod on drums, Martin Menendez on basses, Joachim Salfberg on the keyboards, and Dave Stewart. First track on here is called Garden of Earthly Delights, a moving piece, very short but eerie, really good. Dignity, one of Mikkel's great vocals of the period where there's no growling. It's a fantastic vocal, very strong. I love the acoustic guitars on this as well. Well put together track. Heart in the Hand. The guitar work on this is superb. The bass from Martin Mendez is good. Very strong vocal again. Next of Kin. The keyboards just dominate this track all the way through. It has so many layers. Lovelorn Crime, very slow track. Love the piano on this. Mikkel's voice is so impressive on this track. Charlatan is next. Got a combination of some great riffs, some great guitar licks, nice effects on the keyboard. The drumming on this is really good as well. I do like that. We got Universal Truth. This is my favourite track on the album. It's dramatic. It's got a heavy beat to it. That's what I like about it. It's sort of going back to their old style, but keeping it within the parameters. The Garrotta, another amazing eerie track with a great guitar solo on it. Continuum. I like the shredding on this. Lots of guitar shreds. What more can you ask for? It's an excellent track. And the last track is All Things Will Pass. Very prog. more prog rock than prog metal. Excellent track. I love this album. I play it so much. I think it's just got some incredible covers on here. I do like this, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Now the top two, this was so hard because both these albums are equal for me. But I went with it like this. So number 2 is the 12th album from 2016, Sorceress. We've got Mikkel on here, we've got Fredrik Elkeson on guitars, Joachim Salfberg, Martin Menendez and Martin Axelrod on the drums. First track on here is Persephone. Gentle, it's a little intro sort of track with some gentle acoustic guitar on it, wonderful little thing. The title track, Sorceress, very progressive metal. I love this, the riffs are good, it's a great vocal, excellent track. The Wildflowers, my favourite track on here. I love the heavy Hammond organ on this track. Really enriches the track with the guitars. Will o' the Wisp, very Jethro Tull this is. It's got a little bit of flute in there as well. I do like that. It goes back to the earlier sound of Opeth, but there's no growling on it. Sorceress 2, very acoustic. I love the acoustic guitar on this. The 7th, Sojourn, great track. It's got that Middle Eastern feel to it. I love tracks like that. Then you get this wonderful acoustic piece towards the end, absolutely wonderful. And then you get some sort of choral on it. It's excellent. Strange Brew. This sort of continues on from the previous track. It's got a little bit of Eastern in it. The vocal's great from Mikkel. Love the guitar on it as well. A Fleeting Glance. Now this has got sort of a medieval sort of minstrel sort of track feel to it. I do like it. Era, very proggy, some great guitar licks in that. And then we got Persephone, a slight return. A little bit of gentle music to end the album. What I like about this album is gone back to their sort of early days of the heavy sound, as well as it's a great album, but there's no growl on it. It's just gone back to that heavy guitar sound. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.3. Okay, my favourite album is the 10th album, my number 1. It's from 2011. It's called Heritage. Mikkel's on here, Fredrik Karlsson, Per Wilberg, Martin Menendez, Martin Axelrod, with extras from Alex Acuna on percussion, Bjorn Jösenlind on flute, Joachim Salfberg on grand piano, and Charlie Dodd does sound effects. First track on here is another short instrumental called Heritage. Very good little piano piece. Then we have the Devil's Orchid. Very proggy this is. Fantastic track, especially the bit with the Hammond organ about the three quarters of the way through. Excellent track. I Feel the Dart. Solid. Wonderful bit of prog music. Great keyboards and guitars on that. Slither, that's a great track, top draw from Opeth, very melodic, excellent track. My favourite track on here is called Neperthrin. Very progressive rock metal this is, love the drums on there, it's got a great bass line, excellent track. Hack's Process, this is very 70s prog. The bass is great, there's some lovely acoustic guitar on this. The lead guitar solo, about 3 quarters of the way through, is pretty decent as well. Famine, this has got a real Black Sabbath style riff, the touch of the Hammond, Deep Purple, Hammond organ, I love that track. The Lines in My Hand, excellent drum and bass on this. It just really is a great combination. That engine room working so well. Folklore sounds so much like Jethro Tull. Flute, beefed up guitars, some nice work, love that. And then we have an instrumental called Marrow of the Earth. It's just got a very gentle guitar piece, and it's a great little way to end the album. This is my favourite album, I think, because it just covers so many different genres, from heavy metal down to progressive rock. It's got everything on here, and that's why it's my favourite. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay, I've really enjoyed doing this one. There's a lot of Opeth fans out there. Really look forward to hearing your comments. That's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow. We have got a great sophomore battle tomorrow. We have got, yes, a time of the word against Genesis Trespass. And also tomorrow we have got Pick and Mix and its producer. We're going to be looking at the work of Peter Collins. So that's all coming tomorrow. Just have a great day. Bye for now.